temperatures today, which I don't know if we're not able to forecast that or what, but we are awful. Are we the lucky dog?
I think the 18 is.
Of course he is. I would never want anything good to happen to me.
How's it hanging, guys? This is your host Zach from LRM, bringing you the Hollywood Casino happy hour where I preview practice that happened today, Saturday. Practice 2, it was really cold, man. It was like 49 degrees outside. That's chilly. The track temp was 55, which was colder than yesterday. We started off with a lot of cars having bad handling cars. Joe Gibbs' cars sucked, literally. Except for Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch was actually pretty exceptionally fast. And Matt Kenseth said his car was awful. The 11 car of Denny Hamlin said his car had no balance. It just was nothing there. He said he had no feel. Kevin Harvick made his first race runs of the weekend, and he said the car felt pretty good, balanced. You know, they're not working on too much handling in practice one because of the cold temperatures, and it's going to be so different. It's going to be 71 degrees. It's going to be 20 degrees difference from this practice to what the race is, and that's a big difference on track. So a lot of teams are working on the balance of the cars because of the cold temperature. One stat I heard while watching practice is 1/8 of an inch when you lower a car is you get 60 pounds lower in downforce. But if you lower a car a half an inch, you gain 50 horsepower aero horsepower, which is you get better aero efficiency, so you get more horsepower technically. And it's pretty crazy because that's what the teams will be working on, is the travel of the cars, because the cars travel a lot different today than they will Sunday because of the temperature. The cars travel a lot today because of the cold temperatures, faster speeds. So really, a lot of the crew chiefs were saying they wanted the track to slow down, so before they could get a race pace and then they could work on the car, because they don't want to throw anything into it because the track's not going to be that fast come Sunday. It's just not going to be. Let's see, another crazy stat was 15 years straight Tony Stewart has won a race. That's in jeopardy of not getting done. 15 years. That's every year he's been in NASCAR. That's wow. Never knew that. And Jimmy Johnson hasn't led for 6 races. That's the longest streak of his career. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Dale Jr. said he was really happy with the balance of his cars. Wow, he said he couldn't believe how good it was balanced. It wasn't the fastest, but it was balanced, and that's what he wanted. The Fords showed some speed in the first practice, definitely. Ryan Newman was wicked loose. The fastest Chevys were actually Jay McMurray and Kyle Larson. They were the fastest in the 5-lap average, and they were first and second in the fastest lap. Let's see, rounding up practice 2, we'll give you the top 10 was Marcus Ambrose. He led the practice. And then you had Jay McMurray, Kyle Larson, Carl Edwards, Ricky Stenhouse, AJ Allmendinger, Greg Biffle, Ryan Newman, Austin Dillon, and Eric Almirola. Which this practice, it was a lot different in practice 2 because just the temperature, like I was saying, it's a big swing. So let's get to practice 3, which is the very important practice because the temperature rose 10 degrees. Welcome back, guys. This is Zach, and bringing you practice 3. Starting off practice 3, we had a 52 degrees outside air temperature with a 10-mile-an-hour wind, which a lot of drivers said was affecting them in turn 2 and turn 4 with a little bit of snappy loose feeling. And they said that the track temperature actually rose today from practice 1 to practice 2 from 55 to 77, which was really good. So this practice definitely seen a lot of different cars up front in the fastest laps and stuff, in the top 10 fastest average laps. Teams were still working on the balance because it's still 10 degrees to 15 degrees off of what's going to be tomorrow, so it's still not that close because weather for Sunday's race is going to be 69 degrees, and it's going to get into the 70s as the race goes on, with a 15-mile-an-hour northwest wind, which is what we had all weekend pretty much, the wind. But it's going to be 15 degrees hotter, so, and completely sunny, no rain, nothing. So it's going to be a lot different on track. Probably a lot less grip, but in different areas, some drivers might gain. So that's why teams will work on the balance, not the handling, because they want a car that they can just, all right, well, they just want to know a car that can get set up and keep adding stuff to it, and it won't go the wrong way. So the track had slowed down a lot from the first to second practice, but that's good because that's what the crew chiefs wanted for the race pace. Kurt Busch spun in that practice. He said his car was terribly loose. A lot of drivers complained of that. Another fact I found while I was watching this is Kyle Busch has no top fives at Kansas. Pretty crazy. He's a good racer, mile and a half, and he won here today in the Nationwide Series. So let's see why he has no top fives. It's just bad luck, probably. So Kyle Larson, better watch for him Sunday because he was really fast, man, really fast. And he has the third most points actually in the chase so far if he'd have been in it. So they're lucky he didn't get in it because he'd be right in it right now, have a chance. Jeff Gordon actually said in practice he was searching for a balance really loose. He said everything they threw in the car made it even worse or the same, so he didn't know what to do. The 10-lap averages for the top 5 was Kevin Harvick had the best 10-lap average. He's fast, man. That car's fast. He was second fastest in the 1-lap average, or 1 lap. Dale Jr. was second fastest in the top 5 10-lap averages. Kyle Larson third, and then you had Denny Hamlin who showed speed in the 10-lap average, but not the 1 lap, and Joey Logano in 5th with the 10-lap average. The second place qualifier Brian Vickers said his car was terrible. He was 30th in practice today. He didn't even run a lap really in practice too because the car was so bad. He said he was about to wreck every time. So. And then Larson said at the end of practice his car was really good on the short run, just a little tight on the long run. So he's not too worried about it because the track should loosen up tomorrow. So they're pretty happy with that. And practice 3 rounded up with your top 10 fastest laps being Kyle Larson won the practice. Wow, kids with me, man, he's the real deal. And then you got Kevin Harvick in 2nd, Casey Kane in 3rd, Ryan Newman in 4th, Kyle Busch in 5th. Clint Boyer in 6th, AJ Allmendinger in 7th, Jeff Gordon in 8th, Joey Logano in 9th, and Mark Truex Jr. in 10th. And I'm going to tell you your chasers, how they ended up in practice 2, because this was a very important practice. You only had 2 chasers actually in practice 1 in the top 10. So practice 2, we have Kevin Harvick came in 2nd, Jeff Gordon 8th, Joey Logano 9th, Brad Keselowski 16th, Jimmy Johnson 21st, Dale Earnhardt Jr. 19th, Ryan Newman 4th, Carl Edwards 11th, Kyle Busch 5th, Matt Kenseth sucked today 25th, Denny Hamlin 13th, and Casey Kane in 3rd. Alright guys, I'm back with my prediction, and my prediction is that Kevin Harvick will win this race. I predicted this from actually Thursday all the way through the week to win the pole and win the race. But if I had an X factor in this race, it's Kyle Larson and slightly Dale Jr. because those cars look fast, man, in the 10-lap average. Actually, that was Dale Jr. in the 10-lap average. But Kyle Larson was really fast, man, on them short runs. So if we get a short run at the end, he has new tires on the front row, I would not count him out the way he drives that car. So my prediction is Kevin Harvick for this weekend's Hollywood Casino 400. I'm glad you guys watched this video. I hope you liked it. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. My email's in the description. Thank you guys. Have a great day and enjoy the race. I know I will. You!